Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a Hipa parts video. Okay, there we go. Sorry. This is for this Briggs and Stratton 3.5 horsepower. It's also known as a Quattro, and sometimes they have like plastic covers that cover either around here that sit over this. This one's missing here. And sometimes they have stickers here, you know, just whatever. As long as it's this style with this setup here, it'll work on this. So today I'll be replacing the spark plug, the primer bulb. I'll try to show that. Sometimes it's a little bit of a pain to get these clips put into those spots, but I'll try to figure it out. And I mean, not figure it out, but I know how to do it, but it's just difficult. These the diaphragm and gasket here, I won't be replacing it, but I've already replaced it in here. But this is what comes with the kit. Now it's the same thing. I bought them online, but it's the same thing. I'll take it apart and show you how it goes in there. But it's that air filter, spark plug, and primer bulb. Now, first thing you want to do is you need a 3/8 socket. Now, obviously, you know, you can use regular stuff, but I have an impact just for time's sake. 1/2-inch socket, maybe a short extension. And I have this 18mm to possibly push this into this spot. It might work, it might not. But actually, first thing, I'm actually just going to try that since I'm right here. It's probably just not going to work at all. Just want to keep pushing. See, I usually use a flat head screwdriver. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of difficult. But these little clips have to come out. Like, they have to pop out and get caught on that. I'm going to get my flathead screwdriver and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna try to push this in here. Oh, one side's in. Now, you always got to do this without damaging the bulb. There, right there, it clicked in. Now, it is in fact in. Looks a little crooked in there. I can hear air pumping through there, so must be good. You know, like I said, just don't pop this, as in break it, because yeah, you have to buy another one. It looks a little crooked in there, but I'll see later if it works. But that's how it goes in there. And if it's a little crooked for yours, try to push it around or move it or something. You know, just anything to get it in there to where it seals. And when you put gas in here, when you prime it like 3 or 4 times. I'm sorry about the wind noise if there's any. It's pretty windy. There's also some cars on the highway right behind me. But you know, you prime it a couple times, you might be able to hear fuel pressing in, and it'll get harder to push. Like it's really easy right now. It would get like that, and yeah. So pretty much that's the deal there. I'll see if that works later, like I said. You need a flat blade screwdriver, flat head screwdriver. Take this off. Now, what you want to do with this, I already took the old one out. I've already cleaned this up in preparation. This is the filter that came with. Now, don't worry about this. It's just because it came in a small box. They had it in there packaged like that. So you're going to use this plastic bag that it came in. If yours doesn't come with a plastic bag in any kit that you buy, you will have to put it in like a Ziploc bag or something. And you want to get like any general motor oil, right? This is very light, so don't let it blow away. You want to just pour like the smallest amount of oil in here, just like the smallest amount. Okay, that's not the smallest amount, but you get the gist, right? I'm gonna try not to spill all of my oil. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is just like squeeze this around, right? Get the oil nicely and lightly coated into the air filter, right? And you might have to sponge it out when you're done with like a paper towel, like dab the excess off. But just squeeze it around, lightly oil it. You get a little bit of oil on your fingers when you touch it. And keep this where it doesn't blow away if you're working outside. So then, since this is lightly oiled, what you're gonna do, you're just gonna press it right in there around that spot, just like that. That's in there. And put your top back on. If you have the plastic one, it clicks. If you have the metal one, it just sits together, and there might be an insert in here that you have to slide in after the filter. And that's your air filter. It's lightly oiled. You probably can't see the shininess on my fingers, but there you go. That's done. Okay. Now to take this part, and when you install your gasket and diaphragm. So this spring here is broke and messed up, so I have to replace that. So I didn't reattach it when I did this. So the part number for this spring is 691859. I believe it'll come in a kit of 2. Some mowers don't have the mechanical governor. They have a small link here that goes back in this spot that goes to a air vane. So sometimes you'll have that one with a short link. Now it takes, some of them take 2 springs, some of them take 1, and then like there's a couple different models, but this one is the one with the governor back here. So part number 691859. So that spring I gotta replace, but it goes in this little hole back here. Probably, yeah, you can't see that little hole back there. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to take this off, 1/2 inch right here. Take the bolt out. Okay, and then you're gonna swap over 3/8. One on the front, and one back here. Now on the regular one that doesn't have this type of governor, you will not need that. You will not need to take this one out. But that's your piece there. Don't lose this. That's your spacer. So now that I'm in here, I'm going to lightly pull and make sure this comes off with it. I'm going to turn it like this. See even if I can do it. It has to pull down like that and then out. Sit that on top of this too. Now, make sure while you're in here that this isn't loose. If this is loose, now this is just up and down movement in the metal. But if yours is like loose and turning around, you need to take this cover off and tighten up the 2 little screws to hold that on. So this is your tank carburetor. Tank, and it's tank mounted carburetor. Gonna get up here, and what you're gonna do is there are 5 screws here. Might want to pull that boot off for convenience. So take those 5 screws out, and I'll be right back. Okay, now sometimes these come right off, sometimes they're really, really loose. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna pull right up. Sometimes these get stuck on 2 certain spots. So what you're gonna do here is, oh, that's nice. My cheap gaskets from online did not work. That's a bummer. But anyways, now I gotta replace that. So what you're gonna do is your diaphragm goes on first. But before you do that, you want to make sure down in here is clean and all this is clean. Now this is clean. It's just discolored metal. So what happens is you put this on first, right? Okay, so for educational purposes, I'm going to set this on here. All right, do this. Diaphragm goes on first, and then gasket. Make sure all this is clean. Sometimes you have to buy the kit to replace this stuff, but this stuff looks good. This is just carburetor cleaner residue. Sometimes the screen is dirty, but this one isn't. So you just stick it down through here. I don't know if I got all that on video now that I'm looking at that, because looks of it, that was in your way. But, you know, general rule of thumb, you know, make sure everything's clean, and sit right down on there, you know, no binding, nothing bad happened to it. And you just want to just put these down just barely snug, you know, all of them just barely snug, you know, no cranking down on them, just, you know, snug. So as you're doing this, you know, obviously before you take all this apart, you know, you want to make sure it's clean so you don't get any crap on the inside. When you tighten this down, you're going to want to tighten it in a just imagine like you're tightening down a car tire. So you know, a crisscross motion. So like snug, do this one over here, snug. Don't over tighten these because this is a plastic carburetor and it will warp. Snug. See, this one got a lot looser when I tightened up the other ones. Snug. Snug. I'll go over them one more time, make sure they're good. Alright, so these are good. Right there, that was, you know, pretty easy, right? So yeah, I don't know if you can hear this, but you might have heard air, I don't know. But what you're gonna want to do, the spring here, since I said you need to replace it, the one end is gonna go in one of these holes over here, and then the other end is gonna go in here, the tiny hole. Wow, it'd be nice if I could get on camera. In the tiny hole. So this, you know, turn it this way, put it in, turn it, boom, that's in. And put your boot back on. Get the boot on. Slide the thing onto the intake. Okay. Get your bolt put in the front. Get it in there straight, which I can't seem to do that. There you go. Alright, then you're going to want to put your spacer in. Just slide this back in here, into that gap. Wow. Right there. Get that bolt put in there. Some of the threads are messed up in here, so I'm just going to tighten this down. But then longer bolt goes in here through there, and a couple threads. It was binding up because I had it down. Okay, so 3/8 snug. Don't go crazy. That one's good, obviously. Don't break this stuff. That's just because I'm not going to use this engine for anything special. It's going to be mine to keep. So that's on. That's all put back together, right? And then that spring, like I said, is going to be right here. So there would be tension on here, pulling it back this way. So, you know, the spring obviously goes on there like that. So that end would be in that hole, and this would be over here. So it's going to look like that. And this, with this being not a proper video, you know, it's not going to be perfect. But this is, you know, once you get into your own project, you know, you will see what yours needs and what it doesn't need. So some of the stuff that I've done, you might not even need to do to yours, but I did it to mine because it needed it. So I'm going to put this back on. This filter here. Put this back in here. Get it snugged down. And some of you might realize that this is warped, but that's not going to affect anything as long as it, you know, seals from the outside air. So that's all put back together. That was all you needed in like 15 minutes, which this is taking way too long, but you know. Spark plug, obviously, I would hope you know how to change the spark plug, but if you do not, here is how you would do that. Okay, so take spark plug boot off, loosen up the spark plug, take it out, You would normally gap these to 30 thousandths, but I do not have a gap tool right now, so that looks about 30 thousandths because I've been doing this for enough time that I know what 30 thousandths looks like. Thread it in there, snug with your fingers, and then you're just going to snug it down. You're not going to crank on it. Just snug, and that's plenty right there. Put the spark plug boot back on, and that right there was how to put that kit on this push mower. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out hipastore.com. They have plenty of deals and everything. Very cheap parts, very high quality, nice parts. And I'm not just saying that because I get this stuff. I'm saying that because I mean it. You know, they are running a sale on a bunch of different free stuff. You're gonna have to check that out. You just have to go to the link on my page, and possibly in a video description if I figure out how to do that. You can find a bunch of other stuff on that website. Just, you know, look for whatever you need. You can also spin the wheel on there to get like 20%, 50% and free stuff, or like percentage off of your order and stuff. So there's a ton of free stuff and good deals. They're real nice people. Just go check them out, and you guys have a nice day. Bye.